Hi, I'm Barbara Lorraine. You can learn more about me at barbaralorraine.com. And I help business start a business, grow a business that they already have in operation, or to turn a hobby or interest into a side business for additional income. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make changes in your WordPress site, especially when using the theme 2017 and the awesome plugin, which is a page builder called Elementor. What I like about Elementor is that it uses containers, which gives you a lot of control over what shows up where, especially on your homepage of your website. Now, before we get started looking at how to make those changes and learning more about Elementor and about WordPress, I'd like to share a few, just the world according to Barbara Lorraine about websites. A website has a job to do. What's that job? To grab attention, to build interest in the website viewers, to build their desire to do business with you, and encourage them to take action, as in saying yes to what you've asked them to do, as in signing up for your email, calling you about your offer, buying something, or whatever it is that you want the website to accomplish. Whatever it is that you want people to do, that's the job that the website should be designed to accomplish. You know, there are lots of options in how to put a website together, lots of bells and whistles. I, though, often quote from Stephen Covey when he said, begin with the end in mind. And when we do that, when we stay focused on our viewers, on our prospects, on our clients, and what we need the website to do for them, we're just going to be a lot better off. So that's my first 2 cents worth about websites, the purpose of them, and how you should totally keep that in mind as you're building or making changes to your site. Also, to make your site more readable, memorable, and all of those other elements of attention, interest, desire, and action. To learn more about websites and other elements of marketing, visit my website, barbaralorraine.com. Okay, with that then, let's now switch to WordPress and start sharing the screen so that I can screen share, so that I can teach you some things today to help you grow your business. I'll put my glasses on here. Okay, so right now we're on the WordPress dashboard, and to let you know, I'm using one of my clients' websites, Whole Brain Fitness, as an illustration of how to make changes in your website. So, all right, so first we want to go to the home page. Now, the home page is often the first place that people land on your site. And after having used the word land, it's very popular today to have their home page set up like a landing page so that people get a lot of compelling information and reasons to say yes to what you're offering. I love to use Elementor on the home page. So let's now go into Elementor. See, it's right down there, or as you saw, it showed up on the screen once I had it had that plugin downloaded into WordPress. It showed up on the screen and I just hit that button. So here we are now in the dashboard. For the header for this website, I made a little video and added text that speak to the solutions that people want, not just hope, but real help regarding the services that Whole Brain Fitness provides, regarding the problems and issues that people suffer from that Whole Brain Fitness provides a solution for. Now, I'll be talking a lot about Whole Brain Fitness because that's the website that we're using as an example. But as you're listening, realize that these ideas all apply to you as well. Okay, so as we scroll down on that homepage, here's the navigation. Here's the navigation bar. And I'll be continually moving myself around so that my face isn't on top of what I want you to be looking at. Okay, so here we come to the homepage, beginning with compelling copy. Specifically, what are the problems that your site viewers have been facing, and what are the solutions? A little bit about the solutions that you provide. Oh, here I go again over here. If you're ready for real solutions that have created life-changing benefits for our clients, you're in the right place. You hit people immediately with something compelling about their problem and just a taste of, oh, what you're going to find here is solutions. Then a video. Let me show you how easy in Elementor it is to add a video. There you go. And what Elementor does first is it puts in a holding place video, and then let me see if I click on here, if I can get to, no. Well, okay, so you put in the Elementor video as a placeholder, then you go to the link where you're going to, from YouTube, put in the link, the YouTube link to your video. That's how this ended up here. All I did, go to YouTube where that video resides, grab the link, easy peasy, drop it in right there is the link, boom, you're done, and this is what shows up. So having done that, we can get, now so I accidentally get to teach you something else. When you want to add another container, you just click right here, duplicate widget, or you can take it out like I need to do here. And I've got a timer set here, I need to take that out. Okay, so that's how easy it is to put in video. Now look at how easy it is to put in an image. So here is the Whole Brain Fitness logo. I click on that. It says choose image. Well, let's say that that image isn't there yet. So we click on the logo. And for you to know, this is a smaller version of the logo than this is. That's why I'm choosing this one. Insert media. Insert media. Come on, computer, insert media. Choose it. Insert media. And there's a copy of the logo, which replaced the one that was already there. Okay, now this is a listing of the ways that this company can help prospects and clients with various challenges. I created this in Keynote. You could do the same in PowerPoint or in any other graphic creator that you prefer. And then it became an image. So again, let's click on the image and let's choose a different image for now. Now, obviously this doesn't fit in this website, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is. And let me show you from the very start. So we're adding now another container. And we're going to go here and we're going to replace that container with this image. Insert media, and there you go. And again, I can take this one out because that was just an example that we were using. Okay, so I've showed you how to add images that are already in your media library. Now let's look at how you add an image that is not yet in your media library. So we'll go to how you get to these choices is by clicking up here. Okay, then you've got an option of adding, of adding an image. And see, when it's adding a container, it makes that blue bar. So I'm going to choose an image, click over here on the left. Everything that you're adding is on the left. So then we're going to upload a file. And here I have an image on my desktop. I just drag that in to upload it and insert it into the web page. And sometimes we get to exercise a little patience. So insert it, and there's that picture of that very happy woman inserted, easy peasy. Now let's look at another way that you can insert images. So again, I'm going to choose the image widget, and you don't add the image here. If you try to add the image here, it's not going to work. It says, do you want to leave this site? No, we want to stay here. Everything that you're adding to your web page, you do the work in the left-hand column. So this time we're going to upload the file and say we want to select the file instead of dragging and dropping it, which means I need to know the name of that file, and I need to move that face out of the way. Gotta put on my glasses so that I can see what I'm looking for here. And that picture happens to be called Happy Woman. So I choose that. I've got it on my desktop. I click open. And that then puts it into the media library. And then again, I choose insert media. Easy peasy, huh? Easy peasy. And again, we don't actually, nice picture, but we actually don't want her on this website. So we go back to here. So we've talked about how to easily insert videos, how to easily insert images. Now let's look at adding some text. There are two, and again, you wouldn't change the text here. You change any text over here. In the left-hand column is where all of the action happens. So welcome to the solutions you've been looking for and learn how to get results. Now this is a heading text. Let's say though that we don't want this text to be so large. Again, notice the blue bar shows up as we're adding a new widget. Well, or not. We're adding, oops. Do you want to leave this site? No, we want to stay. We're adding text. Oops. Once the blue bar went away, we are adding text. And there then we get the text box where we can say, welcome to the solutions, blah, blah, blah. Now you look at it and you think, that text is simply not big enough. So you can choose, do you want the title type of text or do you want to use the text editor? Let's vote for title text. But let me show you something about this title text. So got this here, you want to center it. Almost always you'll want to center the text, and then you go to style where you can choose the color. We've chosen a blue color which is compatible with the blue branding color of this website and of all of our branded pieces. So we chose that. Notice here is the hex code for that color. If I want to make text later on the page, like here, I want this to be the same color as this text. You go to Style, Text Color. Now it happens to already be the correct color, but you can put in the hex code for that color, save it. Oh, was that the, nope, I think, nope, that didn't work so well. So we go back up here, Style, Text Color, grab the hex code. Maybe I didn't hit Command C or on the PC Control C, and then go into Style, which is where the color resides. See, yeah, this reverted to the automatic color. So now we put it, and see there's no hex value there. So we put in the hex value, and boom, there is the color that we want. Consistency is important, and one of the ways that you can accomplish that is by actually grabbing the hex code for the color. And again, that just goes right there. We had already saved it from the text up here, and then and it's already saved. I mentioned saving. As you're going along, you can save with every change that you make, or like you just saw me do, I saved after making several changes. The important thing is, though, you got to save your work, or if it's not saved, what is it? It's lost, as in forever. It's lost. So save your work. Now we've talked about images, video. Now this is a button. Why did I use a button instead of just using text there? Because people are used to clicking on a button or getting a call to action from a button. So here we've got a button with the same color as this background here. And again, I better just put my glasses on. And here we're saying the call to action is call to get your free 20-minute assessment. Or maybe I think that's too long. Now notice I can't make the change over here. Always you make your changes over here. So I say, oh, call to get your free assessment. You know what? I liked that better to say it's a 20-minute assessment to manage their expectations so that they're prepared in terms of how long the assessment is going to take, what time should they budget, and other considerations like that. They also know this is not just a brief, 5-minute thing. It's an actual assessment, so it's 20 minutes. Good to include and let people know. Now, when you use a button, often you would put in a link to a page on your website where maybe there would be an opt-in form. In this case, they aren't asking people to opt in to an email list or a newsletter or something else. They want people to call to get your free assessment and put the phone number right there. They don't have to click to go to the contact page. Always make it as easy as possible for the site visitor, for your prospects, for your clients, for your visitors. Always as easy as possible. And now that I'm looking at this, so I'm clicking on that, and I think since what we want them to do is call, maybe I'll put that in caps. See, it's always what job do you want this button to do? Okay. Now, so let's talk then about the spacer. So let's take the spacer out You notice, this is all kind of jammed together. It's jammed together, too close for comfort. So one of the things we can do to give a little more room between this and this is to add, this is called a divider. See, it's called a divider. There's another option of, and we'll go ahead and save that. There's another option we can do to put in a little more breathing room. And notice I get to these options by clicking up here. That opens up this menu of options. Here is an alternative to the divider. We have what they call a spacer. Whoop, although it seems like it didn't actually get in there. So see, what this does is it creates space to, just because sometimes you want some space between here and here, for example, without having an actual line. I like to have a divider line there so that people can see, okay, we've been talking about these things, what you can get. Now next, we're going to do something different, so I'm going to actually put in a divider there, not just, and that's kind of a personal preference. Next, let me show you. So here, all of this content has been in a container that goes all the way across the page. See, even though this is in the center, can you see the borders of the container here? It's then centered, but the container goes all the way across the page. See that light blue line? It goes all the way across the page, all the way across the page. Now we want 3 sections. So let me show you how you do that. You go down here to the bottom, add a section, and you can have it all the way across the page, half, 2 containers across the page, 3, 4, and different configurations to give you what you want and how things are laid out on your page. So here we'll choose the 3 containers. Now, here's a tricky thing. Here's a tricky thing. You can add from here, I'm in the way again. Woo! Here you can add another container by adding another container. Just add another, I think they call it a widget, but I call it a container because that looks like what it is. But you cannot add a 3-spot container. So you have to kind of plan ahead. How are you going to want things laid out on your page? Because when I was building this with all of these full across the page containers, 1 container goes across the whole page. Now I want it cut into thirds. I needed to know that in advance, so I could go down here, choose it from a third, and add it. Here I just took it out because we don't actually need that there. So you do have to plan ahead a bit when you're using this. And so here again, now we've got 1/3, and we have chosen the heading instead of the text editor because we want it to be a pretty good sized text, right? And we've already showed how to add that heading text, so we aren't going to do that again. But what we will look at, click on it, and on the left-hand side, it shows you some more information of what we already did. Here we do want a link, and the link for how it works goes to a page on our website about / how it works. And then we save that because when people go to how it works on the website, we want them to be able to click directly to how it works. Now, with our success stories, no link there. Why didn't we use a link here? Because we wanted the success stories and all of these testimonials right on the home page. People are used to website designs where they scroll down on the web page as opposed to going to a link. And so we put those in a very prominent spot where we could be sure that people would see it. We're not going to another page. They just scroll down and the text tells them exactly what to do. See success stories below. And then here's our success stories. And here are the videos. We already talked about how to add videos. The difference here, though, is that we added 3 containers across on the page so that it's more impressive and they'll be more inclined to notice, oh, here we've got Jake with a football injury. And then it tells his story of how after his football injury, he was able to get great relief from the problems he was suffering with the Whole Brain Fitness program. Here's Jesse, who didn't learn to read when most kids do. He didn't learn to read until he went through the Whole Brain Fitness program, and boom, as a teenager, he was finally able to read. So notice it's not just adding the testimonial, but setting up, what is this video about? Why would somebody want to watch all of these videos? Because each of them are on a different subject. And why would we want to do that? Okay, up here, we showed here are the different issues that Whole Brain Fitness can help with. And here we're talking about Whole Brain Fitness. You translate that into what do you want? What do you provide in terms of solutions for people? You can put that right up front, and then boom, here's the proof of it, not just in testimonials, but in live video testimonials. And you want people to watch all of these, so you put a compelling heading on each one. And even though it's a heading, we chose the text editor because we didn't want it to be real big. We wanted to focus on the video. That's what we want people to see, but so that they will want to see all of the videos. But here's praise from Dr. Myers. What does an MD doctor have to say about Whole Brain Fitness? Okay, so always beginning with the end in mind. The best people to sell what you offer is your clients, is other authorities. Like here, this doctor isn't a client of Whole Brain Fitness. He works with them. He's on their advisory board because he really believes in what they're doing and the help that they can provide to people. Okay, now here is a section where I want to show you about text. Notice this is a different color because here with these testimonials, it says people who suffered sometimes for years got the improvement they needed and wanted. Wow. And the suggestion is you could too. And then furthermore, they got that improvement without surgery and without drugs. And again, right now we're talking about Whole Brain Fitness. What is it that your product and service helps people with? What are the things that people don't want, and to emphasize that? Okay, so here we're going to use, always on the left-hand side is where we do the work. So I want to show you something. Of course, center it when it's going all the way across the screen. Center it. You do that down here in the alignment section. And then in terms of style, this is the color that we chose. Compatible with the blue in terms of the color wheel. Now watch this. So here is some additional copy, which we have set apart by adding an additional line of text, because one of the limitations of Elementor is that, well, let me not show you, let me not tell you, let me show you. So let's say that this was up here. It's centered, but it's not set apart. And so they might not read all of that. People scan a lot. It gets to be a longer paragraph, and that's mega important. Without surgery and without drugs, Whole Brain Fitness gets these results. And so we set it apart on an additional line. So let's go ahead and take that out. Not only that, so people have watched these videos and they become convinced, wow, this is really that's really something. But the job that this website is to do, with the results that we want, is not just for people to be positively impressed. We want them to consider the Whole Brain Fitness option as one for them, for the site viewer. And so we really highlighted this. How did we do that? We did it by setting it apart on a separate container. You know, all of this could have been done in one paragraph, but it would not have the punch and the results by setting it apart. And although all of this is mega interesting, isn't that great for Derek? Isn't that great for Jesse? Isn't that great for Jake? We want people to be thinking of, don't you want that kind of greatness for you? So look at the difference here. So we're gonna leave that text in and go to style. And we're going to choose an orange that is similar to this, okay? Which pops out better, the orange or the red? That's an easy answer, isn't it? It's the red. Now, you do not want to, I use the term junk up, you don't want to junk up your website with a bunch of different colors, but it's always begin with the end in mind. We want people to be saying to themselves, are these the kinds of results I want? So we ask them, are these the kinds of results you want? And we make it darn near impossible to overlook that question by adding it in an additional color. Now look at it also this way, not just an additional color. Let's try it, and I'm gonna save that hex code, and let's put it in black. And let's then compare this. Let's put this one in red. Which of these gets the job done better? See, it's not about, oh, I like the black. The black is, you know, it's compatible with all of these other things on the site. And let's look at, right, we used this color before. So maybe we should use that color. Capture the hex code, go down here, and let's add another line here so that you can see it's not just doing stuff. Right, so we're going to go to style and choose add the hex code of that blue. Blue, black, or red? Are these the kinds of results you want? That's a very important question to ask your website viewer. And which gets the job done better? That's the one that we choose, not the one that you like better. Which will, although don't use Okay, oh, well, some other color would be really attention-getting. So let's pick another color. How about that? How about fuchsia? No, no, because that doesn't fit on the color wheel. Yes, it's noticeable, probably even more noticeable this, but not in a good way. Do not, just trust me on that. Red is often a good option. Red is off, and it is the color of action. And here again, we have our call to action button, but let's also go in here and change that call to caps. Did we change the call to caps because we think it looks better? No, because we want people to get, this is your call to action button. What you want people to do is call. We could even move the phone number. We could move the phone number over here. And this is something that you can test, doing it different ways. Say, let's move that from there, and let's move it. And again, so many times I want to go here, but you can't make the changes there. It's call and add the phone number to get your free assessment. And this can then be a matter of personal preference. Kind of doesn't matter which way you do it. The operant thing being call because if you've got these kinds of problems, see all of the proof here. We have helped other people and we can help you. Are these the kinds of results you want? Call to get your free assessment. And then, as if this isn't enough, we've got all of these other testimonials also that are in print. And let me show you how. Right, so it's a heading, what they're saying, and then we want to show lots of testimonials without going crazy. So I opted to add 6 here, 6 of different types. And notice that I added the divider here to show, okay, we've been talking about this. Now we're going to talk about what they're saying. Here's their, yeah, they're also saying here, but these are videos. Now these are testimonials. And let me show you something cool here. One of the options that you have as you scroll down is an actual testimonial box. Oh, it didn't. An actual testimonial. And so here you put in the copy here. Don't forget your quotation marks. You put in the image of the person. Now let's use this gal again because she's there. And then you put in her name, happy, spelling is important, Happy Hannah. And what is her job is she's a mom. Okay, so this looks more important than if you just have text on the page. Doesn't it look nice? You've got the visual interest with the pictures, and you've got here you've got an occupational therapist. Here you've got a registered nurse, moms and dads. And this is their last name. I should probably change that to mom and dad. And since the others are in caps and with an S brand, we make that the same and save. And then we add it again from above, because a lot of times people scan. They're scanning through, they're scrolling down. The most important thing on this site one of the most important. Although there's nothing on this homepage that doesn't do a job, is there? That's what the website is for. And it delivers it with consistent colors. Where we need people to really grab people's attention, we use a different color. Red that is compatible with the other colors is a good one. Not all reds work with all things. Remember that fuchsia that we used earlier? So we add this again at the bottom, and we have already saved that. Now we've saved it, but now let me show you another very important step. We're done with the home page. We're done with Elementor for now. And so for me to go back to the regular WordPress dashboard, I just take out the Elementor stuff. And then we're going to go to Pages, and we're going to go to the home page. We already saved it in Elementor, but this is also a WordPress page, so we need to update it. We need to update it here, and that really, really, really saves it. And then we can view the page. I always get nervous when it says, do I want to leave the site? No, I don't. I just want to view the page is what I want to do. And notice, so now I've updated it, otherwise known as saved it 3 times. You can't save too much. You can save not enough. So now we view the page, and there's our header, there's our navigation bar. Here comes the home page. We looked at how to insert the video, right, with the link from YouTube. We added the logo, and we didn't make it real big. Why make it real big? You want people to get to the information that they need and want. Yes, you want to share your logo so that that begins to imprint on their mind, and it's a nice positive impression, but it doesn't need to be this big. You want to get them to, we can help with any of these challenges. Our program addresses. Welcome to the solutions. Are you ready to call now? Well, go ahead, do that. Call us at 607, blah, blah, blah. How it works. See stories below and next steps. Things that people want to know about, so they can click through there right now, and they can see the success stories below. And so they can go to the videos, they can, and then of these videos, we're going to say people who suffered sometimes for years got the improvement they needed and wanted. Other important information, remember we put that on an additional line so it didn't get all jammed in here. People will be more likely to read these 3 lines than if they were all included in one paragraph. Are these the kind of results you want? Ask a compelling question. Of course, if they've got a kid who's 16 years old who can't read yet, of course they want results like Jessie got. And then the call to action again. And then, because other people can sell you better than you can yourself, your prospects will believe Carol more than what they'll believe you, because they know you're trying to sell your program. Well, Carol is just saying the program goes to the heart of the issues, et cetera, et cetera. And it's set up. These testimonials look important because they're designed well. It's not just what you say on a website, it's how you say it in terms of how you have it designed. And then again, this important information, what they don't want. They don't want surgery. They don't want to be taking drugs or having their children using drugs. Hello. Are these the kind of results you want? And then again, the call to action. Now, okay, so we've gone through the home page. Now let's go to the about page. And here I can get to the WordPress Editor by clicking on Edit Page. And that brings up, now I could edit this page with Elementor, but here, look at the page. I don't need all of those containers. It's content with headings, with the logo so that people are reminded of who you are and your logo, and then an image to add interest. So let's talk first about how you add an image, add a media here. Now we've already got the logo in the media library. This, I happen to know, is a much larger size of the logo. As we go back to our page, we don't want a big copy of the logo. We just want to make an impression with it. So we make it small and we add it in. Back to edit page. Add media. So when I click add media, we're going from the media library. Whatever I click on is going to replace the image that's there. So it's essentially, it's going to just replace just like what's already there. Now here on alignment, we don't want the logo on the right side of the page. We want the logo to the left of the copy. So we do it there and see there's no change because we use the same image. Now let's look at the page and its headers. It makes it more easy to read. People like to scan, especially on the internet. They can see, oh, what is their mission? To offer solutions, etc. Who are the founders? Who's on the team? Who's the advisory board? Then this lends more credibility. Why do you want to tell people how credible you are? Because it makes them feel more confidence, more inclined to choose you. We added color to the headings. We made them uppercase. Let's look at what happens if it's not uppercase. It doesn't look as good, does it? So to up mission, to make their reading easier and for people to quickly see as they scan. This page is about the mission, the founders, the team, the advisory board. Which of those do I want to read? Okay, I'm going to go back here and read about the mission. To add interest to the page, we add in another image. And let's talk about what kinds of images we use and where you can get them from for free. Because as I like to say, free is always in the budget, isn't it? So here's an image that expresses when people use the Whole Brain Fitness program, this is what they want to end up with. A happy family, living a happy life. So we chose those kinds of pictures, and you might want to grab a pen and pencil here. There are my two favorite sites for getting free images would be pexels.com, Pexels.com. The second is Unsplash. Unsplash, Unsplash, just like they're doing here in this picture, unsplash.com. Those are not just royalty free, like a lot of sites where you could have to pay, you might need to pay $5, $15, $30 to have a beautiful image like this to use. You go to those sites and it's absolutely free. And then again, you use the same process. We're going to add a picture here. Let's take this out. And to get your picture where you want it to go, I put the cursor to the left of the text, add media, and here we're using this picture. You check. Now, do we want this picture on the left? No, we want it on the right. And then we insert it into the page and update. Now let's talk about another element on this page. Let's go back to the actual website. And when we click on About, the header gets smaller. And then there's this picture, which is actually also used in the header. It's a picture of an elderly man and a boy. These are both part of the market. These people are both part of the market for whole brain fitness. So it's a nice picture to include. It makes the web page a little longer. I believe that this picture does not show when you view the website on a phone or a tablet. Nice leaves the impression in a person's mind, oh, they do work with seniors, they do work with children, they do actually some really, really great stuff with that market. But maybe you don't like the idea of that picture being included there. If you don't want that picture here, you put remove featured image. It's always got control. Even in the WordPress dashboard, the WordPress editor, which is what we're in now. We're not using Elementor because we don't need to. Look at it, it's pretty straightforward, and this works just fine. And I'm going to click update again because I just always like to have everything saved. So now let's look at another page about how it works. Again, we did not edit this page in Elementor. We used just the regular WordPress editor. We added the logo, like I already showed you how to do that. Here, we didn't add the picture up here. I added it down here because I just thought it looked better on this page, that this doesn't have a bunch of headings like the other page is. It wasn't as long as the other page. And again, this is a nice picture to express the results that people want to get from working with whole brain fitness. Is they want a happy life. And what's happier than a little toddler kissing their infant sibling? Just an adorable picture. Feels good to the viewer. And again, on this page, you can see we have the featured image. If you don't want that, just take it out. Not a problem, because you do have an image on the page anyhow. And even though we didn't make any changes, I'm going to hit update anyhow, because just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean they aren't out to get me. And when it comes to technology, I operate from the philosophy that they want to make us crazy. They do a pretty good job of it. Do you agree? So save and update. And then let's go back to pages. And let's look at this info page. Again, we did not use Elementor. We used the same process of thinking of the headings that we would use, the images, how to break the content up into well-organized, logically placed content with headings, in this case with bullet points, which makes it easier reading on the internet specifically, or anywhere actually. Added a picture to add interest. This is a picture of, say that there's a veteran who's been suffering with PTSD. This is what he wants in his life, to be able to go out for coffee with a friend and be relaxed and happy. Other issues addressed include, there's more. And then here is a cool feature. Notice how this is set apart. It's a quote from David Mumm, one of the founders of Whole Brain Fitness. So here we have this copy. Look at what happens if I turn that off. Okay, so it's bolded, but it's more stylized, and it changes the color a bit. sets it apart a bit more. And it's in bold, and if we wanted to, we could make it another color, but I think it looks really nice. And here's your call to action, which, you know what, we could add this in a different color. Let's see if we still have that hex code of the, no, that's the phone number that we changed. So that didn't work. That didn't work very well. That's not the hex code of the color that we used before. And so this won't be exactly the right red, and then make it bold, because this is, and I actually like, now here, you work right on the text. Different in Elementor, you work on the left-hand side of the page, remember? This is our call to action. Call, we could even say call now. So with the phone number, call now. Oh, got a dash, call now. And we could do this in caps. It's all, this has a job to do, begin with the end in mind, the whole brain fitness. This is then describing more about the program itself, the methods that they use, and again, the testimonials, because we can't now. If on this page, if we wanted to put the testimonials in the kind of layout with the picture and the name and stuff, then if we wanted to do that, we would build this page using Elementor. I think since we've got the testimonials already on the home page in that design, we don't need to do that here. So again, we update, because we did make some changes in, we made a change here, call now. And notice how red really makes that call to action pop. So we've talked about how to add videos, we've talked about how to add images, considering the size of the images, why to use a particular image as the result, an illustration of the result that people want to accomplish with whatever solution they get, and to have a good feeling about you, your company, and the solutions that you provide, so that they feel good about choosing you. We've walked through WordPress, Elementor in your 2017 theme. And with that, then I'm going to stop sharing that page, and I'm back with you here. And so we've looked at the different elements, what kind of changes you can make, what kind of changes you should make, what things you should leave alone. Your color theme, you learned how to use the hex code to add the titles and other things that are in the text in the same color, so that your site feels consistent. Consistency feels comfortable to the viewer. Remember, everything is designed and laid out so that the viewer feels good about you. It grabs their attention in a good way. It helps build their interest in you and what you offer. It builds their desire regarding the solutions that you offer to their problems and needs. It inspires them to take action by calling, by signing up for your email, by whatever it is that your call to action is. Your website should and will be designed to get that job done. This is Barbara Lorraine, and this has been a tutorial walk through how to use the 2017 theme in WordPress with the wonderful, incredible plugin Elementor, mostly to use on your homepage. But as you've seen, you can use it on any of the pages. So Barbara Lorraine, I help people start a business, grow their business, or turn a hobby or interest into a business with all different kinds of marketing ideas. Of course, your website is important. Of course, now you know your website has a job to do. And to learn more about me and the work that I do, please visit my website at barbaralorraine.com. Until next time, big sales, and making a big difference for the people that you serve.